Ushagi, I brought you Sandy Claus. Look.
Bunny!
Yeah, sunny days, no clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Rye here, of course, because it's my channel. And we are going to be reviewing the latest Skullector set by Monster High and Mattel Creations, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas. And we are celebrating Disney 100, we are celebrating The Nightmare Before Christmas 30th anniversary, and it's Monster High. It's like everything all in one that I love. Monster High, Disney, everything. Well, it's only two, so I guess it's everything. But anyways, before I get into these dolls, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Once again, thank you. All your support is greatly appreciated. Those who comment, those who like, those who subscribe, thank you. And if you are new to my channel and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I am a doll collector, toy collector, and I also do gameplay. So if you want to tune into any of my streams, feel free to. We are more than welcome to have you. The Nightmare Before Christmas is a story about a man? A skeleton man. And his name is Jack Skellington, and he is the king of Halloween Town, and he is kind of missing this void that he is longing for, and so he travels and comes upon like this, what do you say, like some doors that have different holidays, Easter, etc., etc. And then he finds the one shaped in a Christmas tree, and he opens it, nothing, and it actually pulls him down, and he discovers Christmas Town, and he loves it. So he then comes back and wants to kind of change it up, and I guess essentially he wanted to like make Halloween with Christmas, but then he ends up taking over Christmas, and he wants to give all the toys out to all the children of the world. However, it goes haywire, and since it's Jack Skellington, he is the Halloween king, so it ends up terrorizing the kids and not bringing them joy like Christmas should. Jack then finally realizes this, and of course Sally is also trying to get him to see this, that it's not a good idea because she's getting premonitions, and she tries to persuade him and tries to stop him from doing it, but he ends up learning it the hard way that he needs to stay in his lane, basically. And at the end of the film, he realizes this, and then Halloween Town is back to once again what Halloween Town is, and he becomes and stays the Halloween King. But anyways, if y'all have not seen the movie, go ahead and see it. It's a good movie in my opinion. And it's Tim Burton. Who doesn't love Tim Burton? Especially if you like the spooky kind of vibe, but also like the children movies. Anyways, let's go ahead and go into my doll room so we can take a further look at these dolls. Alright, so now we are in my doll room, and we can get a closer look at this doll. Of course, we're going to look at the box first, and then we'll get a further look into the dolls. So, this outside cover, it is a slip cover, and I will show you how it slides off in a moment, but we get the Monster High skull logo right at the top center, and then we have a black kind of smooth background, and as we can see on the left and the right, we have Jack and Sally in their doll form, and they look like prototypes here. As you can see, it has a little bit more detail than the actual dolls themselves, but they are a gloss effect, and it kind of gives like an embossed 3D effect that you can kind of touch over it, and it goes kind of like above the packaging. And then we have Disney's Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, and that is also kind of in the same effect as well. The bottom right, we have the Monster High Skullector logo, and bottom left, we have Mattel's logo. Now, as we turn the side of the slipcover, it is just a black slipcover, and it is exactly the same on the other side. We turn the box around to see the back of the slipcover, and we have a dark sky, and a full moon with a glowing effect, and it kind of gives that fog effect as well, like through how the movie was. And then we have the same Tim Burton in The Nightmare Before Christmas, and then we have J with a heart and S, because Jack and Sally are a true love to die for. Oh, and there it says, true love never dies. But if you want to read the description here, you may. And at the bottom, we have that kind of basket that Sally gave Jack in the movie on the kind of snow-covered hill. And then we have a Monster High Skullector logo. Now, as I showed you, the slipcover just comes off like so. And it reveals our doll set. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the front of this box. So we have, of course, the desk cover, the display cover, which displays the dolls perfectly. And then we have a border at the top, which gives a kind of hearts and vineyard kind of feel with the skull right in the middle. Kind of reminds me of a sugar skull in a way. And then we have these two pillars on the side with a gated effect. And we have 0 sketched on one side with the 2 pumpkins at the bottom of each side. We have graveyards at the bottom as well with the Monster High logo. And then we have the Monster High Skullector logo on the right. Now, as we look at the center of this plastic, we have a holographic effect to the wording. We have Disney's Tim Burton The Nightmare Before Christmas here, and it is in the font that the actual movie font is in, which I think is a great touch. Alright, so as we turn the box to one side, we get that sketch-like effect, which I really like. It really gives it a good kind of vibe here, with snowflakes falling down, the pillar continuing, and of course we have a graveyard that continues as well, and we have part of 0 coming through since his full body wasn't in the front, and then we have some gravestones as well with the Monster High logo. Now, as we turn to the other side, it is almost exactly the same, but there are a few different features here. We get the same snowflake effect. Then we have the graveyard, but we have some pumpkins here, and then the gravestones are a little bit different with some heart designs and some bats as well. We do get a gloss effect throughout the sketching part with the flat black background as well. Now we turn it to the back, and oh my gosh, this picture is so beautiful. We don't have a description since we had it on the slipcover, but this one has a full high quality picture of Jack and Sally holding hands, looking at each other in a lovely gaze. And then we have that moonlight sky with the clouds as well. And we have kind of a cutoff of both of them, kind of how like Mattel likes to do with all of their boxes, give it like a torso or hip up, but since Jack is so tall, they gave him to his knees up. It is absolutely beautiful, and it comes in a gloss. It is not embossed like the front was, but I love how they give it a standout feature with the gloss effect there. Now, as we look at the top of the box, it is a plain top cover, and we have the Monster High Skullector logo there right in the middle, but nothing else is there. Alright, so let's take a closer look on some B film of the inside of the box. We have the kind of Halloween town hill that, of course, if you've seen the movie, extends, and it is like a wintry scene with the snow. We have that same kind of moonlight effect with the clouds, the kind of spooky Halloween clouds, and then we have trees covered in snow. It's basically Halloween town, that kind of graveyard scene that you see in the movies, but it also has the snowy kind of effect, kind of like how at the end of the movie where Jack and Sally both fell in love with each other, essentially. And then we have the gravestones, which have the kind of cracked effect and the RIP effect as well. I like how the RIP has some eyes in there, like the spooky eyes. And then we get that overall throughout the sides of the box as well. And then we also have a heart in the tree, which is like a door. I'm assuming that's like the Valentine's Day. Oh, I see it now. So we have the different kinds of doors there. And it looks like we have the Halloween Town door, and then a Valentine's Day door kind of representing the overall love affair. But I don't think the other trees have something. I'm assuming they don't, but they probably could here. And then at the bottom we have Sally's basket that she gives Jack as a kind of like wooey present in the movie. I love how they added that there. Overall, a great design in the box. Now on either side of the box we have the display stands, of course, that hold them up, and as you turn the box you have the bottom base of the display stands that come with the hooks that hold them up, and also the certificate of authenticity. Now let's go ahead and look at these dolls outside of the box so we can get a further look at the details of these dolls. Alright, so we will be taking a look further into each doll separately, but before I do, I want to showcase the Certificate of Authenticity. Now with the Certificate of Authenticity, we get that same foil-like effect. It is a thicker cardboard paper kind of feel, which I love on these Skullector sets. I wish they did that with most of their collector dolls and not like a papery one, but I guess. Alright, and that is the back of the Certificate of Authenticity. If you'd like to pause here and read on your own, you may. We get the same kind of foil effect on top of the black kind of sturdy cardboard. Alright, so let me take Jack off his stand really quick. And I'm also going to take Sally off. Now, as you can see, the display stands are significantly different in height-wise. We have this shorter one for Sally, the taller one for Jack. I believe the hold part is supposed to go on Jack's waist, but I kind of like it holding him up at the neck, but it is your choice. The bottom of the base is just the Monster High kind of basic base. I wish they would have made this kind of unique for this set, just like a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of theme, but I mean, I'm not too sure what the company goes through first when it comes through these designs, but I do wish that that was there. Alright, so let's look at Jack first. And boy is he tall, but boy is he light. Like, I feel like he is as light as a feather. And I'm assuming because his body's all plastic and bone-like. And his fabric is also not that very heavy either. But we'll get into that in a moment. His boots or shoes, they are in a overall black feel, and I love his heel. His heel is the actual mountain in the Nightmare Before Christmas. It is absolutely amazing, beautiful. I don't know why his arm's out like that. Let me fix it. There we go. And then we go up to his pants, but before I do, his shoes his shoes have details on there that give like laces and all that, but it's just one color. And then we move up to his pants. Now his pants are a thinner fabric, and let's see, it does give like a satin feel with his normal stripes, but then they added some skulls on there, which I'm not too sure if they're trying to incorporate Monster High's own kind of version of it. Alright, so as we go up to his vest is kind of like a black and orangey striped shirt kind of vibe that it's giving, and it has like a satin feel, but it doesn't come off. It is, I checked, and it's sewed in at the sides onto the pants, and then on the inside we have like a white shirt that's also sewed into the pants. I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, I think I like the kind of take on it that Monster High give to kind of make it its own. But then we go on top of the top part of the suit, the jacket. We have the original striped jacket, but of course they added the skulls on there, kind of the same fabric, but it kind of, the papery feel at the bottom shredded part of the jacket, it feels like I can just rip it off, and it's a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say cheap, but I mean, call it like you see it. It's a little bit cheapy there, but overall I do like the aesthetic of this suit. Now Jack has only one accessory, which is his bow. It is a plastic bow of like a skull-like kitty I believe. I wish they would have added the white paint in there to give more of a detail and for it to stand out more like how it is normally in the film. But I do see that it is etched out in there. But I do wish they added that there. He is in a new skeletal body. I'm not going to show you here, but there are pictures out there that show him with it. And as we go up to his face, he's bald like me! But anyways, he has a squishy head and he has the skull paint of just black for the eyes and then the nose and the mouth. Overall, I think it's a high quality paint, of course, but I feel like we all know that Sally is the main feature of this doll set. So let's go ahead and get into her and take a further look into her doll. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at Sally, and we're going to start, of course, with her shoes. I do love her shoes. Her heels of these boot-like shoes are of the jars that she uses to, of course, put her master to sleep with the deadly nightshades and frog's breath. And then we also have that incorporation of the kind of spiral effects there of how the heel would have. So I like how they incorporated the actual scene into both of their shoes and kind of ties them in together. Now, as we make our way up to the bottom part of her dress, there are two layers here, and they both are a kind of black netted feel with some embroidered designs here with a spider web feel. It is a lighter fabric, and it doesn't look like there's very much detail besides the spider webs and then a thicker kind of embroidered border on both of these layers. But to me, I actually like this kind of dress feel. And I think it's beautiful. Now, as we look at her actual, I guess, dress part, it is giving you the actual patterns of how Sally would have had in the film. They did add a Monster High skull in there, which, I mean, I'm indifferent about it. I don't care that they added it in. I know some people were like, why did they do that? We have kind of like that net feel on the bottom part of the dress that covers, is like a top layer of it. And then we have the purple stripes, the bluish shine and green skull, and then we have the belt, which kind of ties in with Jack's vest, and then we have her purple and yellow satin feel, and it's kind of like stitched together because she is a character who is made out of stitches. So I do like they added that. And then we go to her sleeves, and it ties in the bottom part of her dress with the same netted feel. It doesn't look like there's any designs of embroidery on there, which to me is okay. The only thing I wish that the dress would have had is maybe the skull be embroidered or some other kind of embroidery effect there. I think it would have given that extra push for this doll. But overall, I do love the outfit. Now, as we go into Sally's accessories, she has a spindle-like purse because, of course, if you've seen the film, she jumps out of the window and she starts sewing herself back up together. So it kind of gives that vibe there to where if something were to happen, she can just sew herself up. It does open, which I feel is a great detail here. She doesn't have anything really to put in it, so I'm not too sure why it opens, but I do like it. It does have blue kind of edges there for the holding of the string. And then we go up to her necklace. I'm not too sure what it's supposed to be. Maybe some branches or something there. I'm not too sure, but it is just a plastic black necklace. And then we go to her earrings. I love her earrings. It's a cat head, and it's, of course, the cat that she kind of befriends through the movie. It's just this one little scene where she pets the cat and the cat runs off. But I do like that they put that little detail here. It is absolutely amazing and cute, in my opinion. I don't know what more they would have given her for her earrings, so I really do think whoever came up with this idea is a genius. Now, before we move on to her face and other accessory and hair, I do want to take a moment to look at the body. The body does give a kind of light blue tone and has some stitching throughout the whole body. I do know that some people wish that she had more prominent stitching that stood out more. I don't really mind it for me, but I think that what they wanted is kind of justifiable as well. But in my own opinion, I'm perfectly fine with how it came. Now, as we make our way up to her face, we have a clear, crisp print, gloss lip, a light red, and then we have this stitching on her mouth. I know some of them have a little misprint here, but I mean, for me, I don't mind it either. It's not a big deal. I said pig. It's not a big deal for me. And then we have blush, which is so cute. I love how they give these little dolls those little faded blush parts. And then we have stitching along her eyes and then above her forehead. And then her eyes. Oh my gosh, they have gradients in there and her actual eyeball. And then we have her eyeshadow, and we have the stitching kind of eyelid, eyelash part. I love the eyes. They're absolutely beautiful. Then they give her eyebrows. She doesn't have eyebrows in the actual film, but I actually like this. It gives the doll a little bit more character. It gives a Monster High collab. Like, it's not actually supposed to represent Sally in a way, but it gives that hint of, hey, this is a Monster High collab and this is how we would envision Sally, which I love. Now we're gonna go to her headpiece. Her headpiece looks like to be some leaves and maybe some plants that you would probably find in Halloween Town. It is plastic and it does have just a black paint. I wish they would have added maybe some more detail that probably stood out more to us, but I'm not complaining. I just love this doll and I'm happy to have her in my collection. The hair is a soft red, kind of dark red hair. I do love that they incorporated this. I know her hair was kind of more like rope-like in the film, but like I mentioned a little bit ago, that Monster High had their own interpretation of what they would see Sally as with the collab, and I absolutely love that. Now, my overall thoughts of these dolls, I would probably rate them a 9 out of 10. The price was $90 for them, which I think is a justifiable price compared to a doll that they had previously with Annabelle being $65 with just one doll. I do see that they may have upped the price because they added Jack, but Jack doesn't have as much quality as what Sally has. I do wish that they may have put a more high quality fabric on Jack, and maybe I think they could have did some embroidery on the skulls on him. That would have been awesome. Even if they didn't kind of like sew in the vest. And then of course adding that detail in his bow. That would be my opinion there. And then Sally, I overall love her. Her aesthetic is absolutely beautiful. I don't mind the stitching, that it's not more prominent that other people would have wanted. I do think they could have added maybe some embroidery into the outfit. But other than that, I absolutely love Sally. I love the little details they gave her with her shoes and all that other stuff. Now, at this time, these dolls are sold out. I will go ahead and give you a little insight of how much they are going for now on the third market. I am hoping that they go down for those who really, really want it and have missed out. But here you can see what they are going for at the moment if you'd like to save. And that's kind of what I do with all my videos for dolls that have sold out, is give you an idea of what they're going for on the third market, just in case you want to see what they are and if you want to save. And that was my overall review of this doll set. Let's go ahead and go back to my computer room so we can close out this video. And that was my review on the latest Skullector from Monster High and Mattel Creations collection of the Nightmare Before Christmas dolls, Jack and Sally. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Were you able to get this set? I know that there was some issues with the set with myself. I was on Mattel Creations and I was like in this waiting line and it wasn't moving, and I was just like, okay. And then at the bottom it said, if you click refresh, you risk losing your spot. So I was just like, okay, I'm not going to do anything. But a part of me was like, I want to refresh. I'm so glad I didn't, because when it finally cycled, it said less than a minute and I was able to check out, which I'm so thankful for. My hands keep doing the farting sound. Anyways, for those who weren't able to get it, I feel so bad. I wish they would have made a greater surplus of these dolls, because we have the Monster High fans and we also have the Disney fans. And then we also have the solely Nightmare Before Christmas fans. Hopefully the third market goes down and you're able to get them at an affordable price. I'm wishing you luck, and I hope that you get them if you weren't able to get them. I do appreciate you tuning in once again. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I want you to have a great day, a great night, wherever you're at today. And remember, stay kind to yourself. Simply Rye, out.